So there are some different solutions to tackle this problem, and if we were going to summarize the problem, it's how do we fetch the right resolution image for the right combination of browser size or viewport size and screen resolution? And the solution that we're going to use involves two attributes in the image tag that are fairly new and in general aren't widely supported across all browsers, but they will be eventually, and until that time, we can use a JavaScript polyfill. And if you haven't heard of polyfills, we cover that a little bit earlier in this series. So to test this out, what we'll do first is create multiple versions of our image at different resolutions. Right now we have two different versions. We have the default and then the 2x, but let's get a couple other slightly bigger versions too. So I'll jump to Photoshop, and here I have the file that we were working with that is our image in a vector format, so it's easily scalable. I'm going to merge all the layers, copy this and create a new file, and I'm going to change the size here. So we'll start by changing it to 2000 pixels to begin with, and I'll save this for the web, and I'm going to call this logo 2000 so it's easy to pick out. And then I'll change the size again to 1000, and we'll save this for the web, and I'll call it logo 1000. Okay, now I'll go back to the browser, and I'm going to scroll down to the bottom and remove the Retina.js for now. Ultimately, we're not going to use this solution because the one we're about to tackle is so much better. And I'm going to remove our images, and I'm going to add a new one. So we'll start with image, and then let's set the source to a good default image. So I'm going to set the source to images logo.png. So this is the lowest resolution, and this is going to serve as a fallback just in case the browser doesn't support the other attributes we're about to add. And then we're going to add an attribute called srcset, srcset. And what we'll do in srcset is list out every version of our image. So right now we have 4 of them. So the order doesn't matter, but I'm going to start at the top and work my way down. So we'll do the URL for the first one. So images logo.png, and then we're going to give it the width of the image. So I'll do a quick look at this one to get the dimensions. So it's 208 pixels wide. And so we'll type 208 and then W for width. We'll do a comma to separate the different versions. And then we'll add the next one, images/logo at 2x.png. And this should be double it, but we'll double check just to make sure. So this one is 415 pixels. So we'll do a space and then 415. Okay. And then we'll add the logo 1000 and logo 2000. And we know how wide those are. And if we wanted to, we could actually end the tag, save it, and go back to the browser and refresh. And the browser would take this information and it would calculate the size of the viewport plus the pixel density of the screen and figure out which image it's supposed to go and fetch. So if we looked at our network to see which version it downloaded, it was logo 1000. Now if we modified the viewport a bit, let's say we made it bigger, you'd see that the image changes. Now it looks like we didn't put the right URL in, so let's go take a look at what happened there. We forgot the .png. I'll save that and refresh the browser, and you can see now if our screen is this big that we're going to be loading the logo 2000. If we change the browser size and refresh again, you can see that now we're loading the logo 1000. So hopefully you're getting the sense after having looked at Retina.js type solutions that this is pretty much ideal. What this means is that the browser will only fetch the image that's suitable to both the size of the image and the resolution of the screen. So we don't end up with a situation like Retina.js where we end up downloading 2 images. So far, this is pretty awesome. So what we're doing essentially here is just giving the browser some information about the actual size of the images. This is information that it can't know until it goes and fetches the image unless we tell it explicitly. And this is the way that we can do that.